I thought it sounded weird. Huh? Is this out of tune? Why is it out of tune? I mean, listen, listening back, because, like, I have been enjoying, like, listening to the, if it breaks your record, it'll be #1 and #2 record. Welcome on, NBC. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I gotta come into this. It's okay. It will be dead soon. I definitely, like, this is on the short list of, like, you know, commands to kill. It will be dead soon. Yeah, like, I'm probably decommissioning this redeem. I think the fun of it has run its course, more or less. Only if this is a... this is a... Shut the fuck up, monkey. But yeah, no, we are otherwise just like clean. What were the chances again? 1 in 13? Yep. It's a 1 in 13 chance to escape. So there have been times where it ends like immediately, and there are times like this where it goes on for a while. The longest we've ever had was 15 minutes. All right. I've gotten a 0. A lot of people have gotten a 0 repeat. But you know, like that redeem I think largely is like run its course in terms of how funny it is. But no, I got distracted. I've been listening to the Deltarune playlist because I recently caught back up to parts 3 and 4, and I was very pleasantly surprised to actually see that Toby's still on his like microtonal bullshit. Because second and third Sanctuary are very similar songs, but one is detuned by like definitely not a full note. Actually, like, I kind of love, like, deep, like, you know, microtonal stuff like that. Also, we're about to run our first set of 3-minute ads. We run those every after turn off free rolls. People have to deal with the ads as soon as they join the stream. If you would like to skip the ads, you could give a subscription, or also, you know, just like, because, you know, we'll be here, you know, throughout the process. Like, there's more cleaning to be done. So feel free to go grab a snack, go hydrate, go stretch your limbs, touch your toes. I actually probably should be doing more stretching in my day-to-day life. I think, like, it is to some degree funny, like I guess, like, funny, but, like, in a sad way, because it is me vocalizing the ADHD struggle of being like, yeah, like, you know, no, my song start, maybe. Yeah, yours was about to start. All right, here, let me go and put on, like, put on, like, one of my songs. Oh wait, I just realized. Hold up a moment, because it's fucking songs are done like this through what's an intern written song I can use? I wonder. Okay, hold up. I actually know exactly the song because unfortunately it's not even on. It's not on fucking It's not on fucking Spotify, but I love this song. It's very math rock. All right. You know, I actually like quite enjoy as much as it's a meme. I genuinely do enjoy jazz. It's just like, I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of the time jazz, like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, it's jazz, but then it ends up being, like, smooth jazz, which isn't bad, but, like, I don't know, it doesn't hit the same spot that jazz is trying to. Mostly because jazz is all about, like, the crunchy textures. What was I feel like I was talking about a thing, and then, like, 1,000 things happened that distracted me. I hate that crunchy texture is making sense. Well, like, that is literally the basis of, like, you know? Like, these are, like, actual terms that are, like, are used. Like, you know. Because technically speaking, that's not, like, the, you know, the biblically accurate, like, you know, like, the literal denotation, but it's how, like, jazz artists describe their music. Is they'll use phrases like crunchy or, like, you know, rhythms, grooves, etc., which, like, are very loosely defined, but, like, do make sense in a music context. All right, I gotta say, like, whoever this guy is, he's hopping around in, like, full-ass armor. This might be, like, the single strongest soldier of all time. Keep that baseline crunchy, Jimbo. Those drums aren't bouncy enough. Exactly. It's like those are honest, like, those are actual honest to God things you could say about music. That, like, you know, it's like, oh, like, that's really weird, but, like, nope, they are in fact accurate descriptions of music. I think it's, like, kind of cool. It's like, it shows you the variability of language. Welcome on, Tommy. It's glad to have you, sweet bean. All right, now we can go back. No bonk. No bonk board. Okay, this got a vibe to it. That saxophone isn't buttering my grundle. Well, you see, the reason is because, and it's actually, like, it's actually a jazz term. Is that? Why did it just get louder all of a sudden?
Rats, we're rats.
What's up, Chris?
Rats.
Hey Starkey, I worked up the courage to tell you that I could absolutely eat IHOP and Waffle House hash browns and eggs until I just exploded. Not stomach burst, I mean explode like you see in cartoons.
It's like that one guy in the Monty Python skit. Without thin meat. But no, apparently in jazz there's this idea of the butter note, which comes from someone mishearing the phrase bottom note, and how you're not supposed to hit the butter note or the bottom note in jazz. This is a quote of all time. I'll be honest with you. Monkey has said far more egregious quotes. Far worse, honestly. I'm trying to, like, what I feel like 1.36 kilograms of clitoris has got to be on the short list of his all-timer worsts. Deafened by the naives as we silence the wise. Fucking killing me. This song is the bass. It like, that's like baseline me. I hate that quote. I do not like the quote, learning self-control is this spiritual edging, because it's correct. Like, I can't argue with it. You're just right. But also you didn't need to say it. Sometimes when you listen to music, you're just in the mood to have your grundle buttered. No judgment. Fair enough. Man, I used to be. What the fuck do you mean used to be, bitch? These bonks. Thomas, do you save the points just to bonk me? Does 100% of your points go to bird bonks? Because if so, I do admire the dedication, even if I don't understand. Well, unfortunately, that was not a walkable ledge. Also, whenever I get reintroduced to one of my bits, it kills me. I mean, that's to say that, like, you know, like, I think it's, like, the basis of, like, you know, like, yeah, you have to find yourself funny. You actually have a decent number of quotes, and I didn't realize how many quotes you had in the system. That was Monkey describing book lore. Oh no, Vocaloid. I'm trying to think, like, to be fair, like, Vocaloid for me, like, mostly, like, in my brain, I'm like, if it has a reputation for anything, it's a reputation for being way darker than the song.
So I'm working on a secret deck. Gain loss every time, but it's super consistent.
Isn't that just a bit from Loading Ready Run? I'm Sharpie cubing to get away with it. The song is just about nostalgia. I'm doing a bit from Loading Ready Run in real, though. Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, like, I guess it's more like Vocaloid songs are always, like, way more real than you'd expect them to be. Because you're like, haha, you know, singing, dancing anime lady. And then it's like, oh yeah. Black Sharpie, by the way. I sharpied over a black mason with the letter U.
Rats.
It's a crisp.
Rats.
Starkey, did you know that leather is rated based on its texture? Cows with abundant water sources of softer hides, rated A, but hides from cows living in hot, dry climates are dehydrated.
I actually did know that leather was rated. I'm ignoring the pun. A fun fact: genuine leather is like when a product is being sold and it says it has genuine leather. It's not saying that the leather is real. It is actually a rating of leather, and I believe it is the second lowest classification of leather quality. So, you know, keep that in mind whenever you next see advertisement for genuine leather, you know, gloves or whatever. You gotta make sure you buy only the finest quality leather, as expensive as it is. Cries. Gotta love advertisements. The language of selling you cheap shit while making you think it's premium. Yep. Yeah, that one's mostly to capture people who, I guess to be fair, like, you know, I feel like that one's, like, you know, I figured you were more of a latex bird, to be honest. You know, I can find more than one texture appealing. I don't know, like, there's something nice about, like, the you know, the crisp, like, highlights that come with, like, either a latex or leather on a person. I just find it very appealing. It's fucking expensive being gay, man. Like, shit costs millions. That is also gonna be a huge pain in the ass to... Centrifuge barrel. That is not a fucking centrifuge. It is not going nearly fast enough. How fast does the centrifuge have to be going to actually function as a centrifuge? I feel like it has to be, like, you have to be putting out more than a G of, like, outwards force for it to really work. My leather messenger bag was 300. There's a big that was a big discount, so I got it for 100. I mean, like, I'm glad you managed to get it for like Tom Ace Y. Tom Ace Y bonk. I don't understand. Centrifuge has to be the greatest differential between perceived fleshlight experience and actual fleshlight experience. What? Okay, where is that coming from? I cannot follow the line of logic. Are you implying that one should stick their dick into a centrifuge? Because I think the answer to that is do not. Incorrect. Like, reconsider. I believe that is, as the kids say, the experience of grabbing your dick and twisting it. Spinning fleshlight, awesome, right? No, not at all. Some people don't like to take it for a spin. I can't imagine, like... I guess, like, it probably depends on, like, how slick the surface is. Why am I fucking... Hi, John Twitch. Hi, I'm glad to see you back in my stream. I'm so glad that you, I'm so glad for you to stop by again, just in time for me to talk about the logistics of looping up your spinning flashlight.
Should I make a baby lasagna deck or an anti-Cupid deck?
What is anti-Cupid? Is that where you make two players hate each other? Baby lasagna? Oh, is that Baba Lysaga, the Baba Yaga character? I'm trying to think of what anti-Cupid is. So for the non-MTG players, the fact that one of those phrases made sense to me is bullshit. There's a character named Baba Lysaga. Listen, I don't have nearly the level of MTG-tism as my brother Monkey Kansu does, but I am able to recognize at least a lot more Magic the Gathering than, like, I think the normal neurotypical person would. You're the first person to figure out baby lasagna. To be fair, I think that was like its nickname during spoiler season. That's my fault. I introduced it to him. That is, yeah, also it is Monkey's fault. Or apparently not. Actually, I can't remember. It might have just been like one of those, like, you know, in-group memes. Like, it might be one of those things where, like, the joke was made by a bunch of different people on the internet, so it just, like, naturally took off. Or, you know, it might have been one of those things where it's like it started with an in-group and then spread naturally from there. Or, like, you know, a bunch of people came to the same joke. I was really excited about building the lasagna for a bit, so I helped at the very least. Oh, for sure. By anti-Cupid, I mean play Sokka. I put the moon girlfriend and I play the card that puts her in the moon. But why, though? Is that just to hurt the rest of the table? All right. For the same reason I designed the Isamaru blender to make someone upset. Magic the Gathering was a mistake. The what? There's a dog named Isamaru. So one of the sets that me and my brother drafted, there was a card called Selfless Savior, which is a dog that's very adorable, and it's a 1/1 for 1 that you can sacrifice to give another creature indestructible until end of turn. So I was jokingly talking about, like, yes, it is a 1/1 for 1. Why, but Sarky, why not? I was dreaming about like how, oh, there's this one for one that it has no rules text whatsoever, and my brother took umbrage with that fact and decided to design a dog where decided to design a deck where he sacrifices infinite dogs, not to win, but to annoy me specifically. The deep MTG lore. The funny thing is, it's like actually not that hard to design an infinite sacrifice deck. To infinitely bring back and sacrifice a small dork. All right. We are closing in on, oh Jesus fucking Christ. I don't want to look behind me because I know I'm gonna have to fucking do all that bullshit behind there. But no, like, it's to some degree weird because like I actually should probably like offload my MTG cards because like I don't think I'm gonna be taking them with me, and like if I can sell like how much I probably have 4 digits worth of Magic the Gathering cards, which isn't even that much by some standards. If we could offload all of that and get like 1 dual land, it'll be worth it. All right, extension time. These pipes are like slightly annoying. So I got to watch me enter a Fugue-Stake and design a deck called Mecha Jace combo. Oh my god, what's up, Chris?
In one hand, I have a glass of water, in the other, a can of Rockstar. I have quite the choice to make, and we all know the choice I'm making.
Why can't you just drink both? You already have the glass of water poured. What are you gonna do with it? Fucking unpour it? Are you gonna contribute to entropy like that? Just fucking throw it on the floor like a goddamn animal? Unless you were lying to me with this hypothetical. You monster. How dare you set up a hypothetical. Mix it. Are all Slivers decks the same? Yeah. No. No. You picked correctly. Well, yes. Well, yes, but well, no. Well, no, but actually, yes. A lot of Slivers decks end up being very samey, because you end up playing like a lot of the same really good Slivers. Like there is room to innovate, but like you know, sorry, you've underestimated the free manga collection. It's fucking huge. Now we're gonna make a Sliver deck that's not samey at all. Well, let me guess. You're gonna try to make a Sliver deck that's just changelings. It's been done before, you fool. No. Fate Steel? Do you mean Fate Seal? There's only a single card that has Fate Seal on it. It is wild to me that I know what Fate Seal is off the top of my deck. It's only there's a single card with it. They decided that they do not want that mechanic. Fate Seal Slivers? Wait, is the one Fate Seal card the one that gives your Slivers Fate Seal? Feet Seal? Seals your feet. There are 2. What's the second one? Feet Seal Sliver. The Sliver and the Instant. Well, there is technically a third effect, because there is the 4-mana Jace the Mind Sculptor. That it functionally does the exact same thing, but they didn't have the keyword at the time. And I wonder if the dominance of Jace the Mind Sculptor, you know, understandable nerd. I wonder if Jace the Mind Sculptor being such a problem is the reason they never did Fate Seal. No, they did. They just were responsible with keywords back then. I guess to be fair, like nowadays they're willing to throw like a keyword that shows up on like 1 or 2 cards in a standard set. Like Surveil just like keeps popping up, even though that's okay. Going from We All Lift to Cerno's Perfect Math Class is one of the strongest music whiplashes I've ever experienced in a long time. Yeah, that's like kind of par for the course here, and I don't know what that says about me and my in my viewer base. I won't lie. Jace the Boogeyman is scary if you know what you're doing. I wonder if it's also like, because to some degree, there is a deck that is functionally Fate Seal deck. What's this, Crisp?
How about you seal those lips around mine?
Alright, get over here. Smooch. What's it, Crisp?
Okay, so I was at work and an actual child began singing APT so well, my brain immediately starting singing Dracula.
Is this backup queue? This is backup queue. I'm not thinking you just. This is notably not even the fucking. I don't know who did the backup queue for Nightbot, but like I'll be honest with you, I'm not the hugest fan of their music choice. Oh, hold up a moment before I move to Only Monkey. Welcome on Erratic Phoenix. Like sweet bean. I like how it's backup queue due to the quality drop. Well, it's because it's like, listen, I think it's just because it's like musical nothing is like the big thing that tips me off. Here, Discord, make sure that it is not being saved. Track 2 is what's being saved to the VOD. Where is it? Wait, I'm dumb. Welcome on deck. Glad I was sweeping your shout out for Dead, aka Lennox. I pulled a Lantern EX. Here. Hey, you know what? Screw it. Oh, Celebrate. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to that check. Glad I was sweeping. How you been? I've been doing all right. All right. Largely like life's been a bit of a you know, a perpetual perpetual disaster recently. I am in the process of slowly working my way towards living in Canada. I put in my application for a like, you know, express entry visa. How would you like to be in Dead? I won't lie. The line everyone's gonna be in debt some way or another actually is wild. I respect it. Wait, what is this? Oh wait, no, I know exactly what that song is. But no, and currently I'm in the process of job searching in Canada, even though I technically can't work in there yet. Because it turns out you just, like, can't apply for, like, a fucking work visa for yourself. You need to get in through express entry. Ellie, wait, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Live Check. What did I just sweep in? Really is my least favorite art piece did not help. I mean, listen. Your Sona is very, very hot. I will leave it at there. and I will leave it at there on stream. DMs, however, we shall see. The amount of horny DMs I got. Fair enough. I mean, listen, I consider that like, okay. You know, I mean, we are mutes on Telegram. That's a good, fair point, actually. I consider it like a little bit like, you know, like when I was doing art and someone showed up and immediately was like, yo, I'm being my schmeat to this. I'm like, that's weird. Why would you say that as your first thing here? And then, but also like part of me was like, as an artist, I'm like, wow, I must be doing a good job. Do folks get hounded because their sodas are attractive? Because their sodas attractiveness? Abso-fucking-lutely. 100%. I haven't, luckily. I guess because, like, I'm intimidating. But also, you know, I definitely... I know that, like, I know that there are, you know... Oh, boy. I think it's one of the things where it's, like... I think, like, it's like, if you're a combination of, like, if you posted your face and you are attractive... Like, if your so's attractive and then, like, you've posted yourself and you are also attractive, that's when the real thirst starts, but... Imagine VTubers. I think there are, like, a decent number of, like, the, a decent number of the anime, like, the VTubers that I have met in, like, the furry community are all, like, pretty attractive. Oh, then I don't need to worry then? Shut the fuck up, Phoenix. I swear to Christ. I'm too nondescript looking. I will fucking end you. Do not at me with that. I swear to God. You are absolutely attractive. Sarky, honey, sweetums, that's also a reason why I do not post real face online much. I get enough harassment on apps. That's understandable. Yeah. There's a reason that, like, I'm like I've conditioned my, like, I've conditioned any face reveal on, like reaching Twitch partner. Because in my mind, like, I don't want to, like, reach Twitch partner because I have people here gooning. You know? Not there's, like, not there's any wrong for, like, the goon streamers out there. But, like, that's not the kind of vibe I want to bring to the function. Hope you're all doing. Welcome to 8th Wolf. I'm glad I get sweeping. I'm not a 10 out of 10 sure, but apparently I'm solidly 7 out of 10 humbly. I mean, welcome on Unlock. Glad I get sweeping. Sorry, I completed my way into a promotion? How? That's actually impressive and also definitely horrifying. 6.9 out of 11, I'm okay. I would also, like, here's the thing. I feel like it's like a bad form to give yourself above, like, a 7 out of 10. I would say that I'm probably somewhere around a 7 out of 10. But I also feel like, automatically when you're rating yourself, you're also, like, necessarily, like, lowering your, you know. So I guess a solid 8. I don't know about that. $69 out of $420, let's go. God, I love this theme so much. It's hard to rate yourself because, yeah, exactly. The funny thing is, like, because, like, I'm aware I have flaws, but I'm also, like, aware that, like, I don't know, like, I'm aware of my flaws, but I also, like, don't really consider them, like, you know, like, I don't worry about them, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I recognize that, like, I'm a perfectionist, so, like, you know, a solid burb out of burb. I'd rank him higher, but he will get mad. Flaws are character development. Yeah, exactly. Flaws are just character development waiting to happen. Also, remember that Phoenix is a good character. I can't remember. Oh yeah, that's right. I was with some friends and we were watching, I think, oh, what was it? It was Apothecary Diaries, and there's a character that I'm like, wow, I really love this character, and then Phoenix's partner was like, yeah, that's just because it's just Phoenix. Like I'm like, wow, I love them, they're a great character, and then their partner was like, yeah, it's just Phoenix, and then I'm like, wow, Phoenix is such a great character. I almost killed him. There are things I wish better about myself, which is mostly what I'm targeting, so personally I rate myself far harsher than those alone. Absolutely. I think that's like the universal experience. Like I think that like there is, you know, it's a balance. It's like recognizing that, like, you know, recognizing that like you have flaws, but also like not letting them dictate how you feel about yourself exclusively. Like keeping them in balance in an appropriate level. Like, I'm recognize that, like, I have a lot of traits of someone who would be a really solid, like, boyfriend slash male life. Because I really love cooking. I love cooking. I love cuddles. I am, like, very tall. I am very soft and snuggly. Like, I recognize that, like, I have a lot of positive attributes. But also, like, you know, I guess it's like, I recognize that, but I also, like, don't, like, it's like not resting on your laurels. It's like, there's still ways I can improve. I've been told that the one thing I do take pride in is I've been told consistently that I'm a very good hugger. Starkey, is this why you keep yelling at me when I ask for opinions on my ref sheet? Yes! Because, like, your ref sheet is genuinely very, very good. Like, I will keep yelling at you because, I think you're viewing your ref sheet in a much harsher light. Like, to some degree, ref sheets are not... Like, they are art pieces, but they're not exclusively meant to be viewed in the context of being art. They're also tutorials of a character. It's a good trait to have, good hugger, truly. It unironically does make me happy to hear people's like, yeah, Starkey gives really good hugs. And then, yeah, so, like, Starkey's gonna yell at everyone for a good ref. Well, it's more like I will yell at people if I know that they are downplaying themselves, or if they're like, not like, you know, not expressing uncertainty, but more just like, you know, if they're consistently like, oh, I don't know if this is any good. It's like, if, you know, I guess like that falls under like downplaying. If like, you know, if they're like, I'm unsure about this, or this, and I'm like, okay, I can see where that uncertainty is coming from, but I can tell you right now that, you know, those concerns, at least from my perspective, are not validated by what I am seeing. Face reveal, what about a hug reveal? I mean, that is just me at cons. Hopefully soon I will be able to go to a Canadian con. As opposed to me who knows it's mid until it isn't. I mean, to be fair, like, I don't necessarily, I don't think there's anything wrong with being mediocre, you know? Like, as long as you're not content to stay mediocre forever. And even then, like, there's clearly a market for mediocrity. Looking at you, isekai genre. That's why I rewrite so much. Here's the thing, even the writing that you consider mediocre, I consider excellent. When the good hugger meets another good hugger, like, hurt. Yeah, exactly. I think it helps that, like, I'm a bit, like, if I weren't a bird, I would either be a bear or a cat. Cat because I sleep and have very, like, I'm always in, like, a cat, like, you know, I very much have, like, cat moods where I'm just, like, a little creature. I wish myself too much to be mediocre. It's either too much or too little. But also a bear, because even before I was in the furry fandom, I had multiple people describe me as just a big bear of a man. Like, you know. I suppose I have the body type, you know. Y'all know what body type I'm rocking. Although I would like to put on a little bit more muscle if I was able to. You don't sound gruff enough to be a bear. People don't depict me as a nightmare gremlin enough. Stark is a Sasquatch. I speak very gently, to be fair. And like that is to some degree not an active choice, but like it is the way I've lived, you know. Because, like, comfortably speaking, I actually could go a little bit deeper into my, like, you know, this is, like, comfortably my range. It's, like, a little bit deeper than I normally speak. Normally I speak up here. It's a relatively minor difference. Like, you wouldn't necessarily immediately notice, but largely I just, like, haven't really spoken a lot of my deeper register. I mean, we have to shout out our Sasquatch trait for being way quieter than we should be. I want to put out more muscle, but working out is far too hard for me. My current job is me moving 5 to 8K pounds per day by hand, so I'm just too exhausted to be consistent. I mean, for what it's worth, that will probably put on a decent amount of muscle for you. So, you know. But no, like it's one of those things where it's like I wanna have like I want to work less than 40 hours a week while being able to comfortably live. So that way I have that time to be like, yeah, let me just go to the gym. The sleeper build, exactly. Also, yeah, me and Monkey have what I like to call the hunter step, where we move far quieter than we have any right to, and I consistently scare people. I consistently scare people by sneaking up on them, because even though I'm big, like I'm 6'7", like 350-ish pounds. I will, like, you will turn around and see me, and then you will turn around again, like, a minute later, and I will be right behind you without you having heard me at all. It happens to me too, Steps of a Ninja. I respect the hell of a sleeper build. I respect strength over bulk, to be fair. Although being sneaky. To be fair, I've taken up to, like, because it's not a great experience. At some point, you very quickly learn, like, you know, it's like every single time, you know, every single time you approach someone from behind and they turn around and scream, that experience does get pretty tiring pretty quickly. So, I've learned to, you know, like, pat my, like, you know, like, I'll pat my, like, legs as I'm approaching to, like, make a little bit of noise, just to give them a sense that I am there, so that way they don't turn around and scream. Or, like, humming a little bit, like, you know, something, like, noticeable but inoffensive, so that way they get the sense there is someone behind them. They don't turn around immediately into a fucking wall of flesh. Are we going to the gym? So far I went from 325 to 290. That's awesome. I call it for at least 25 feet away. Oh, but yes, the more time and I spend the fame, the more I convince the room party rumors are a hide that everyone is supposed to get together and just cuddle for hours. I mean, that has been my experience with room parties. It's either like an actual party of like people chatting and catching up and getting to know each other, or it is just like everyone's laying on the bed exhausted and cuddling. Well, hey there, big guy moment. Exactly. It's like you only like, you know, you get people to scream enough, and you're like, I don't like this, man. I don't like this at all. Like, I'm just gonna make you know, mouth noises as I approach, and hope that you know, you recognize that, like, that is.
Nut.
Welcome on to Waffles. Thank you, Sweet Bean. Can we show for Waffles?
Rats. Rats. Where the rats?
What's up, Crisp?
So, story you haven't heard. I was at Walmart with Mama Morph grabbing stuff for the move. I end up behind her, and she's talking to someone I mouth she doesn't know I'm here over her, then proceed to follow her to the other side of the Walmart before she tries to call me, and here's my ringtone.
That is 100%. I can confirm that is 100% something that I think it's different because it is Mom, but 100% we would do that. How it goes? It's going alright. I'm sure there's intimacy, but it just seems everyone's just Sweet Beans who are so touch-starved. Oh, absolutely. Like, I agree with you 100%. It's like, I'm just like, you know, physical contact, good.
Where the rats?
What's up, Chris?
Have you tried screaming, "Oi, what's up, small person? I am walking behind you, be not afraid"?
I have to imagine that would make them more afraid. I've not tried that, though. Maybe I should.
Now I got a mental image of Starkey slightly hunched over and patting his knees as he walks to not surprise people with his presence.
Okay, you kid, but, like, unironically, I do that a little bit. Like, I do have to, like, hunch over ever so slightly to be, like, you know, just, like, pat, 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 pat. Just something, anything, like, you know, a little, like, a slight humming or whatever, like, anything to let them know. It's like, I don't want them to turn around and scream at me. Also, welcome on to Big Brantley. I think 20 bit easy, Sweet Bean. It was not in my intent to startle you, my dear fellow. Yeah, maybe I should try finding a way to subtly announce my presence. Yeah, that's like, you know, like little noises. Cause like I can't get into the habit of walking louder. Cause like in my mind, I just end up stomping. And like that brings its own weird energy to any conversation that I'm gonna be a part of. You know? Imagine going to the store, walk cyclist who slaps his... Okay, to be fair, it's a little bit different. Like, the big thing is I do that only if I'm, like, approaching someone I need to talk to. Like if I'm, like, you know, walking around in the office just casually, I don't do that. But it's like, oh, it's like, you know, I have to talk to my boss about something, and I will approach her desk, and, like, as I get near, I'll just, like, you know, pat my side or something and be like, hey, you know, I'm here. Be not afraid. 10 days until the game competing for Starkey's Game of the Year releases. Oh, you're approaching me. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should talk like Dio to let people know that they shouldn't be afraid. Starkey already played Blueprints. I'm gonna be honest with you. Blueprints was after playing like 6 hours of Clair Obscur. Blueprints was definitely not on the running anymore. Oh god, I just realized Clair Obscur is gonna get pushed back because I'm gonna main Silksong on the channel until I finish it. Oh god. So yeah, Clair Obscur is gonna take like a year and a half at this rate. Not by value of it being like necessarily uber long, but just because I keep getting distracted with other things. I guess the Silk of Song, it wasn't. I got like a news story pushed to me that was something to the effect of like games are already announcing delays, like their games are delaying for like a month, like a month. They were going to release like this month, and then they're like, nah, we have to wait. We have to wait because otherwise Silksong will take our entire player base. And to be honest with you, understandable, but also that's really funny. Starkey Jojo posing his way over to not scare folks. Would you want to compete against Silksong? Fuck no. Like, don't get me wrong, I think they're making the correct decision. I just think it's really funny. You saw the peak notice? I love, yeah, the peak update where they're like, yeah, we are also going to be playing Silksong in 2 weeks. Starkey played Clair Obscur today, but he chose, I think Thursday is better for, like, story-heavy games. Also, welcome on Death Nation. I feel like Thursdays are better for, like, the story-rich games, as that tends to be, like, a quieter day in regards to, like, you know, people wouldn't stop by and chat. There we go. Chris gets delayed because of the way the scan is set up.
And here we have the ADHD act of saying I'll get back to it as it gets pushed back by a never-increasing amount of hyperfixation. Spoiler alert. It'll be at least 6 months before Starkey streams again, and he'll think it's been long enough. I should restart from the beginning before getting to the same amount progress-wise, and the cycle repeats.
For what it's worth, I actually did set myself up at a very specific stopping point that I can pick up quite easily. Starkey's been over 2 months since he played Expedition 33. Well, yeah, but I'm actually gonna pick it back up like at the same point, which is like just before Sirene. It was like right after Visage. And don't get me wrong, I've been doing a little bit of stuff in the background. Mostly just, like, going over areas that, like, I had access to. That, like, were, like, you know, like, odds and ends kind of stuff. But no, like, don't worry, we will at some point finish Clair Obscur. I mean, like, how long is, like, okay, Silksong, like, you know, Hollow Knight for its first completion is, like, what, 30 hours? So, like, if I play, like, 4 hours a day, that's, like, what, like, a week? You know, and I'm probably gonna play on the weekend as well, because, like, I'm gonna be like, holy fuck, Silksong, I want to play it. Basically, if I ever get the urge to play it, I'm just gonna play it on stream. I'm just gonna start a stream and be like, yeah, we're playing Silksong. I tried playing Terraria again, and you know you can never play Minecraft again. That's me with Terraria. I can never touch it again. I to some degree, also have that, like, burnout with Terraria. I think it helps that, like, I have friends who, like, deeply, deeply love Terraria. Like, one friend in particular who's, like, it is her hyperfixation game. So, like, I know that she's gonna handle, like, a lot of the stuff that, like, I don't want to do, so I can just, like, you know, wander off and do whatever and know that eventually at some point I'll... I'll have like gear that is sufficiently useful. I like the bosses in Terraria as I suck at the late game. Yeah, there's a little bit of a late game learning curve. Like there's a little bit of a learning curve for late game bosses, specifically anything in hard mode. Like I actually struggled to get past any of the hard mode bosses for the longest time in Terraria until I like, you know, I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna brew some of the potions. Turns out the potions are like, I would argue, unless you're like really like incredibly like good at the game and like know the boss patterns in and out, I would argue the potions are pretty much mandatory for fighting any of the How in the world am I supposed to get up to the top? It's more when they spawn on their own that you don't when you don't fight them yet.